Hey, good morning, folks. It's Rick Spain with Infinite Grace Ministries with something that I want to share with you this morning. Maybe a little bit different. I want to give you a little information on what, why, and how Infinite Grace Ministry exists, what it's about. With that being said, I want to thank Philip Reed and Reed Newspapers for sponsoring this program, and blessings on him on the newspaper. And if you're not a part of it, get the newspaper. A lot of good information in there, especially on the local area. But I've just stepped into the executive position of Infinite Grace Ministries in less than a year. At the end of 24, I took the position and been trying to build, and I just want to get more information out there because people don't care what you know unless they know that you care. And that's what I want you to know. We care. We are here to help people. So, what is Infinite Grace Ministries? Well, it is a biblical counseling and training facility. So, you think biblical counseling and training, so that sounds kind of like religious stuff. Well, you know what? You can call it what you want, but I call it life. And so I look at when we're talking about biblical training and counseling, we're talking about using God's techniques and what he says. Because you see, when we're talking about Bible stuff, this is what God wrote for you. In other words, it is his love letter to you. He didn't just bring this just to say, hey, I'm God and you're not, and you better listen to me. No, he gives you a free choice whether you want to pay attention or not. So when you think about it, well, then what's the benefit of biblical counseling and biblical training? So it's Bible based. Well, what does the Bible say about itself? In Joshua 1:8, it says this: don't let this book of the law depart from your mouth, but meditate on it day and night to observe to do according to all that's written therein, and then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. That sounds pretty good. Well, what about Psalms chapter 1, verse 3, I believe 3 through 5? It says, uh, blessed is the person who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor sits in the seat of the scornful, nor stands in the way of sinners, but his delight or their delight is in the law of the Lord. And therein do they meditate day and night. For they're like a tree that's planted by the river of water, whose leaf gives in its season, and whose fruit produces when it's supposed to. Whatever he puts his hands to will prosper. And when I say he or she, it's for all of us, folks. So once again, it's talking about adding value to your life. That's the benefit. So one more. Proverbs chapter 4, verses 20 through 22. It says, pay attention to what I say. Now, this is God talking. Pay attention to what I say. Uh, don't let them depart from your understanding. Keep them in the midst of your heart and listen to what I'm saying, because my words are life for your body and health to your whole being. So you look at that. Okay, so we're thinking about adding value to our life, but we're also adding value to our bodies, our minds, our emotions. And that's what Infinite Grace does. It helps us to implement these things. So when we see the benefit of what God offers us, and we're able to bring that to you, that's helping you, folks. That's what we want to do. We want to help you. So Who is IGM? Infinite Grace Ministries. Can I say IGM? Who is IGM? It began back in 1990 in the heart and the vision of one person, Dixie Yoder. She started out in a one-room building, and she started her counseling there and just sharing with people and adding to her education as she went. She eventually became Dr. Dixie. You probably read, you that do subscribe to the newspaper, I probably read her column, Ask Dr. Dixie. That's Dixie Yoder. She's the one that started this. And so as she went on, she changed from one close location to another. And in 1999, she had a full board and the ministry became incorporated. Now, that may sound like, okay, incorporated, that's just a technical term. Well, it may be a technical term, but if you think it's easy, try it yourself. So, Infinite Grace Ministries became incorporated then. And so then once again she went from a one room to a two room. She had a two-room building where she did her counseling. And then later on in the ministry, they were able to purchase the building on downtown Weatherford, the old German National Bank, and the headquarters were there for several years until Dixie had a double stroke and things she wasn't able to keep up with the things, and I was on the board, and we as a board kept the ministry running. And so in the meantime, we have moved to the massage school over in 1414 Cypress Lane in Weatherford. And that's where we have 3 offices in there today. And so that's where operations are. So when you think of Infinite Grace Ministries, it's always good to throw some names out there. Who has been involved with Infinite Grace Ministries? I'm just going to share a few with you, but one that was a great friend of mine and one that I looked up to, and he's gone on to heaven now. But Joe Johns, who was an insurance representative and a community developer here in the Western Oklahoma area, he was a part of the board for several years. We had Doug Oster, that was an original member of the board, and he served, and he still is in tax and whatever. He got his hands in the financial markets, that kind of stuff. Great man of God. And old Doug Cook. Doug Cook was a part of the board for years, and he runs the physical therapy. Come on, what's he do? Chiropractic. Sorry about that. So he does chiropractic, and he is has entrepreneurial ventures going here in the Western Oklahoma area. Then we have Todd Wiggins, who is a sitting professor at our local university, Southwestern Oklahoma State University, and he was incredible. I served on the board with him, but incredible things that he was able to bring in to help this ministry, and not to mention his wife Kate, who helped develop some of the counseling at Infinite Grace Ministries. What a great asset she was. She's not with the ministry anymore, but she did contribute a lot to the ministry. And finally, if we're going to throw out a name, we got to throw out Philip's name. Yes, Philip Reed. He was a part of this board of the ministry for I don't know how many years, because I served with him as well. He was on the board when I came on, and served for several years after. So there's a lot of people, and I could tell you so many that have been involved in this ministry. So I want you to know that this is not just a startup, and this is not just something that we are hoping to have an effect in this world, because we already have, and we will continue to. So it was a little over 10 years ago that I joined Infinite Grace Ministries, and I came on the board and served for 10 years, and until one morning when I'm sitting and I'm the chairman of the board. And so I'm the head guy on the board, and I'm sitting down thinking, well, what do we need to talk about this month? And that's when the Lord visited me. And that's why I'm sitting in this chair today. The Lord spoke to me and said, Rick, Infinite Grace Ministries is in need of new leadership. And so we went through the process, many discussions with Dixie, and with Dixie's full approval, I stepped into that position and am in this position today. So one thing I want to say, and I'm going to throw some thoughts out to you. Maybe this is not appropriate, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I had a construction business for 40 years. Most of you know this. Did work on a lot of your houses, businesses, all kinds of stuff. Very successful business. So when I stepped into this position, this was not an easy transition for me. I left a good business, well established, bringing in, a good income every month. I ate what I wanted and paid all my bills. So I think I was pretty blessed. So I stepped into Infinite Grace Ministries without receiving any compensation. And up until today, I haven't received a penny for our efforts. So I'm not coming to you telling you that we need your money so that I can pad my bank account. Not at all. I will continue on because I know the Lord will provide for me. That I'm not concerned about. This ministry is a different story. So I want you to know that my heart's in this. I'm not just in this just to beg you, because I'm not going to beg you for that matter. I want to inform you so that you can know that if you come on Infinite Grace Ministries and you come and partner with us, you are partnering with something that is having an effect on this world. So, who is IGM? Well, it consists of 3 counselors. We have our lead counselor is Ellen Vanderveer. She's here a couple of days a week, and she's got a full schedule, folks. And then we've got Robert Huckleby that comes in. He comes in from time to time, and he fills in and does counseling. And then Dixie is still doing some counseling. She doesn't have the load that she once had, but she is still involved, still counseling. So, I want you to know this. Our board of directors consists of Margaret Schrock, David Oster, and Cassidy Listick, and they are just doing a wonderful job in helping in this ministry. And, I can't leave out our office manager. Kendra Slagle takes care of all the paperwork. She does phone calls, the appointments, so much that she does. What an asset she is to this ministry. And then we have myself. I'm the director. So I want you to know that we're very frugal on how we spend our money. This is very, very important to me. That's one of those things. I'm not a. I just like to know that what money we spend is investing in potential for the days ahead. So, how do we do this? We still do the individual counseling, obviously. But what I want to do is create bigger formats. And this is where my gifts come in, where God has trained me over the years. And I've taught and preached God's word for decades. And so this is where the Lord has equipped me. And what I want to do is I want to produce some formats like how to become successful, bringing success to your life, how to overcome difficulties, how to compensate for times when you don't understand what's going on. These are things God has trained me with, and I want to share these with you. And so the message that Infinite Grace has today, it's changed a little bit, but the message is it's basically the same, but the message changed. It is to deliver. And so uh, first, but yeah, before anything can happen, people need to know who they are and how God sees them. And so what I look at is the scriptures, and it says He has delivered us from what we used to be, so that we can come into an understanding of who He sees us to be. And once you receive this, then healing can come. That's where, as the scripture says, the balm of Gilead. That is the healer, the one who created all things. He wants to bring healing to you. And then finally, to equip you, not just so that you can live your life, but so that you can help others in living theirs. So when we're talking about this, what does Infinite Grace Ministries really do? Well, a lot of us have what I call closets, and in our closets, that's where we put our junk. That's where we put stuff that we don't want people to see. It's interesting. It's like you go into my son's room, and I mean, the floor looks clean and the bed's made, but you look underneath the bed or you look in his closet and you see junk. And so what do? He has to clean the junk up. Well, so that's what we do at Infinite Grace. We help people deal with the stuff that's hidden, and we help you clean up the mess that's in your life. And so this is so important, because so much of our world is built on putting on a mask. So how's your day? Oh, I'm doing great. Just don't look in my closet. Don't look under my bed. You see, Infinite Grace Ministries has been involved where marriages were headed for divorce. And God has used Infinite Grace Ministries to restore relationships. It has helped people in dealing with everyday life issues. And it's like people that couldn't get out of bed are now leaders in the community because of Infinite Grace Ministries. It has saved the lives. I'm telling you, lives of people that were ready to end it all. And I don't say this lightly, folks. This is what this ministry has experienced. People are alive today because of Infinite Grace Ministries. So, why am I telling you all about this? I am looking for partners. Once again, I'm not here to beg, and I'm not going to. But I know there's people out there that God has equipped to come alongside and to help. How can you help? Well, you can help with your finances. I mean, you might think, well, I don't have any extra finances. You'd be surprised. And when you start giving to a good cause like Infinite Grace Ministries, see how your life will change. Well, it may be in volunteering, because we've got a lot of stuff that we do. And you can call our office just at that 580-774-2774 and talk to Kendra, and we'll find you a spot where you can help us, because we want you to know that when you partner with this ministry, you're saving lives, you're saving marriages, you are helping people to be who God created them to be. So Where do your contributions go? They go to the effort. We're not looking for you to pay our salaries. What we're looking to do is to help people. Every dollar you contribute is going to go to help somebody to be who God created them to be. And what does it produce? It produces a world that we can live in and that we can smile and say, I had an effect on that person. Come on, folks. I'm asking you, get involved with us. We want you to share in what we're experiencing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. If you want to know how that you can be a part, once again, you can call the phone number 580-774-2774 or go to our website, infinitegraceministries.com. And there's information on there. So I'm looking for you. I believe you're going to come. You're going to help us. Thank you. Have a great day.